Blazor Server allows C# developers to build single-page web applications without using JavaScript. However, Blazor Server is not the only tool that can do that. One of these 3 web applications is built with Blazor Server. The other 2 are imposters. They were built with other popular server-side web frameworks and without writing a line of JavaScript. Can you tell which one is the true Blazor application and which are the imposters? I will reveal the true Blazor application by killing all the web servers and watching what happens. The 2 imposters just stopped refreshing the weather forecasts, but the Blazor server shows the user an error message. And it gets worse. Watch what happens when I restart the web servers. The 2 imposters resume reloading the weather forecast like nothing ever happened. But to get the Blazor application working again, I have to click the reload link twice. And then it takes me back to the home page instead of the weather forecast that I was looking at. It's not surprising to see an error message when a new weather forecast can't be fetched. What is surprising is that this error message happens even when the user is looking at a totally static page like the home page. Watch. Now this may seem like a small error message, but the consequences are enormous. Imagine you deployed your Blazor application to Kubernetes, Amazon Elastic Container Service, Azure Container Apps, or Google Cloud Run. All those services routinely tear down instances to respond to a drop in load or when hardware needs to be repaired or replaced. Every time they tear down an instance, your users will see an error message and they'll have to restart your website from zero. In other words, your users are going to be very frustrated. And this still matters even if you deploy your Blazor application to a single virtual machine. At some point, you'll have to shut down the machine to install the latest security patches. Even if you can do that in an instant, all your users will still suffer this frustrating experience. Also, if your web server ever crashes, all your users will suffer the same frustrating experience. So what exactly is the Blazor server doing that makes it so fragile? Blazor server keeps a mirror image of the web page being shown in the browser. So if 1,000 browsers are connected to your server, then Blazor keeps 1,000 mirror images in the server. Those 1,000 mirror images consume memory and network resources, and that will cost you money on your cloud bill. But the real problem happens when a server is taken down. There is no way to move those 1,000 mirror images to a new server. The mirror images are lost, so your users must restart from zero when they connect to a new instance. Someone asked Stack Overflow how to avoid this problem, and there are literally 0 answers. So now that I've explained why all Blazor server applications are inherently fragile, let's move on to another way that Blazor server applications suck. Imagine your application is misbehaving in production in some way that you can't reproduce locally in a debugger. What do? Pop open your browser's developer tools and start inspecting. With Blazor Server, most of the communication with the server happens over a WebSocket using a protocol that is totally opaque and useless for debugging. Compare that to the imposter's network traces, where the HTTP requests look exactly like the new content being rendered to the page. Obviously, the imposters are way easier to debug. One imposter is built with ASP.NET Razor pages and HTMX. HTMX is what makes it possible to update parts of the page without doing a full page refresh. It accomplishes what Blazor tries to accomplish, but with better performance and fewer drawbacks. HTMX is described well in many other places, so I won't go into detail here. The other imposter is built with the programming language Go and the web framework Fiber and HTMX. HTMX performs the same service that it did for the Razor Pages imposter. It updates the page without a full page refresh. There's a link to the source code for all 3 applications in this video's description. So the moral of the story is, your favorite server-side framework plus HTMX is better than Blazor Server. It's better for your users. It's better for your bank account. It's better for whoever has to keep the website up and running. And it's better for your programmers who have to develop and debug your application.